Hello and welcome. It is Nomadic Shaman here. Thank you so much for visiting my page. Today's video is centered around karma. Now, I found a really good definition I want to share with you online, Google, my bestie, but more specifically Wikipedia that I wanted to share. And it gives you a generic basic overview of what karma is and how it plays out. So let's start. Karma is an ancient Indian concept that refers to an action, work, or deed and its effect or consequences. The term more specifically refers to a principle of cause and effect, which is a spiritual law, by the way, often descriptively called the principle of karma, where an individual's intent and actions, which is the cause, influence their future, which is the effect. Good intent and good deeds contribute to good karma, whereas bad intentions and bad deeds contribute to bad karma. Karma is often misunderstood as fate, destiny, or predetermination. As it relates to that last sentence, karma is often misunderstood as fate, destiny, or predetermination. What I'm going to add to that is karma is not the end all be all. It is heavily interwoven and is an integral part in how your life unfolds based on your free will choices, but more specifically, the outcome of your free will choices. Now, the reason for me doing this video is I've noticed there's a lot of misconceptions, miseducation, misinformation centered around karma. When you hear when you hear karma being spoken about, it's in the context of, negativity or a negative context. You're going to get your karma. She deserves her karma. Karma has your address. And although that holds truth in those statements, it doesn't paint the full picture. What karma is a balancing of the scales. It's a balancing of energy. So think about the Libra archetype, Lady of Justice, as well as the scales. Okay, so you're balancing the energies. Plainly stated, you get what you give. You can be a blessing or you can be a lesson. You can fuck around and find the fuck out. Okay? So that's pretty much explains the energies of centered around karma, how that works and how that plays out. If there's anyone that is a life path number 8, first of all, let me explain. How do you find your life path number? You add your birth month with your birthday and your birth year. Tally all of that up. You'll come out with a number at the end. Go ahead. I implore you to research what that number is, because it's a huge part of your energetic makeup and signature. So that also goes into self-mastery, right? Because you're essentially learning how you move or navigate, and then how you can interplay with those energies, aka other people or any other sentient beings, okay? Now, I specifically am a life path number 8, which is walking karma. I am the personification, the embodiment of walking karma. Good, bad, ain't no indifferent. So I had to I learned very early on, not early enough, that I had to be mindful of my behavior, my decisions, my intent. Because if I did good, I was rewarded with good. Okay. However, if I did bad, I got that instantaneously. Okay. And my fellow life path number 8ers can testify to that beautiful struggle. Okay. Now, how does that energy work in or relate to others? Well, how it interplays with others is they can perceive you as added value. In other words, enriching their lives and bringing joy, happiness, or peace into their life. A blessing of sorts. Okay, on the flip end, or on the flip side, you can definitely be a lesson as you are bait, spiritual bait, energetic bait. Okay, so determining on how they treat you, how they act towards you, whether you are aware of their actions or not, will determine the karma that they receive. Okay, but in that case, if they treat you negatively, they're getting some bad karma. And this is simply to balance the energy, balance the scales. Okay. So life path number 8, largely your energetic signature is to bring balance to a situation. Okay. And this is everyone and anyone you come across. I can't speak about any other life path numbers. I can only speak about mine, life path number 8. But because it's fitting in this conversation, I thought I would bring it up. Now, there are some folks who do not believe in karma because they've never personally experienced it according to their definition. But again, karma is very patient and karma has your address. One way that I will describe this is if you personally have not experienced karma, good or bad, according to your definition, your kids will, your descendants will, the individuals surrounding you will. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. An example of good karma would be generational wealth. An example of bad karma would be, let's say you have parents that are addicts, whether it's alcohol, gambling, or whether it is drug abuse. Your children are directly impacted and affected by your free will choice and decisions, okay, to choose drugs or alcohol. This impacts them mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Okay, and if the children who are directly impacted do not do the inner work to heal, guess what? They pass it on to their children. Okay, and this is how generational curses become generational patterns. Okay, so that's how that works. Also, another way would be, let's say you've transitioned and for whatever reason you decide to reincarnate. Karma's like, surprise, remember me? Yeah. Now you do. And and a way for you to learn more about that, if you want to delve into your previous lives, would be to look into hypnotherapy, past life regression, or even to get an Akashic life reading. Okay. I will say there are some individuals out there who delve into practices, occultic practices, to try to eliminate karma. Karma can be eliminated. It can't. It won't. You can avoid karma. I don't want to say avoid karma. You can avoid karma for a specific amount of time. In other words, you can delay karma. I've seen it. There are occultic practices that engage in that to have that type of outcome. But to eliminate it altogether, nah, that's not happening. It won't happen. Okay. So that wraps up my video. Thank you so much for liking, for sharing, for following, and for commenting. And until the next time, y'all, I'm out.